Welcome to the 5th episode of Did We Make Ourselves Clear? We're in season 4. I'm your host, River, and we're here again to clarify the subject matters of love, life, and everything in between. Today, we're pleased to welcome to the show C3OG, an activist, rapper, producer, writer, and fashionista. He's also someone that my co-host KP has known for a while. So talk about it,
man. Right on, River. You know, and I have known the C3OG for quite some time. It's been a lifetime actually, because I met him when I was with the group Out of Order, St. Louis hometown classic rap group, and he was an up and coming 12-year-old curly haired freestyle genius back in the day. They used to hang around with us, and I say since he was too young to be around us, he was, breaking the rules, but he came to, be a part of our team. And when we were doing tours, whenever we had major shows, this kid was probably one of the only ones that could get in VIP, with us and kind of see the side of a rap store back in them days when that stuff was really going down. So, you know what I'm saying? My brother Citrus, man, as I call him back in the day, he's worked with the likes of Jibbs, Soulja Boy, Nelly, Kyjuan, Spud, Pretty Willie, Huey, Mookie, Buddha, Young Rho, and most importantly, he's here with us because he got a purpose, because he survived a near-death experience. So welcome to the show, C3OG. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Right on, brother.
So my first question to you, we're going to start off at the gate, is how did the two of you meet?
Through my cousin, Kobe.
And Cornell.
He used to basically the first person to have a car around us, and we used to smoke, drink, bad stuff. Listen to other CDs.
Right. The demo, the uncut, man. It was way back, man, before we really had a deal.
Yeah.
We used to just, always kick it with his big cousin, because his big cousin and No from the group Out of Order, we was real close comrades, and we all had jobs when we was teenagers back in the day. So even though we was in the hood, we were still jobbing it up, and that's where we kind of met. So it became like a commonplace for us when we got off work to smoke one, as he say, get the drinking
I was
and
the
thinking.
baby of the group.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me in the car.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Get out the car tray. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyhow, the rap though was kind of like what really brought it together, because when we got through smoking, we would just have these sessions of rhyming and writing and listening to rap back in them days, and it kind of brought us all together for real, kept us out of trouble. So, we grew up under the same tutelage. It was a good experience in North Central.
This man basically taught me how to write instead of freestyle.
Right.
So,
ain't nothing free but the freestyle, pay style clock jeans. Jay
I used to always freestyle.
Yeah.
And he taught me basically how to build subject matter on the song.
That's real talk.
Make hooks.
All that stuff. The structure of the song, man, because we was blessed, man. We grew up around some great people like Sonny Metcalf back in the days. And Oliver Sane, he actually got to teach us some great things about composition. And what I learned as a youth, doing gospel when I grew up in the church, I just translated all that knowledge to hip hop. So everybody I was ever around, my brother C3OG being one of them, we was all learning from the same knowledge and just getting better at the fundamentals of rap and music, just loving music. Because for real, man, it wasn't just rap. We just love music for real, I always listen to the production,
Right. Yeah. Me and KP, probably, 12, 42.
Right.
Me and this man never had an argument. for
Right, yeah.
30 years.
That's real though, bro.
30 years.
Or a disagreement.
That's
Or even really a
pretty
disagreement.
good.
Huh?
Nothing
Yeah.
significant.
Yeah. We
Pretty
did.
good.
We've been in line, you know, cause like minds always think alike, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? I think we kind of been on the same journey. And
The
it's special,
yeah.
you know, cause our connection, like how back in the days we used to be as Saints. Everybody from St. Louis got to know what Saints is
Yeah,
if you
you
from back
gotta
in them
know
days.
what
And it became the center of St. Louis in the early 2000s when hip hop really was bubbling in St. Louis. Can you speak on that a little bit of how that time was, man? And how do you relate or connect to Saints?
Oh, okay. I was the actual, okay. The Drexel Andre, who ran on Saints, they're my daddy's cousin. So, my first job was a skateboard at the roller rink.
Mm-hmm.
So, I worked like Monday through Friday
Mm-hmm.
at the party,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a kid party,
That's right.
Right.
not the
big room.
Yeah, not like the. If you ever saw ATL, I was like T.I. and Friday, Saturday.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What era was that? See,
I-
what era was that?
That was 99.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's around the time of the $5 tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So,
$5.
so tell us about the $5 tape
Okay.
because what was that? Tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One day, I was always around.
Mhm.
One day, Unc came to me and was like, hey, clear out that space. We finna build a studio.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay. So it was all these curves from the party.
You talking about them heavy iron joints?
Yeah, them heavy iron curves. I had to move them over to the party room.
Right.
So, me and Big Al,
Big Al, big shot,
Yeah.
man. Big shout out.
so
Yeah.
me and him straight built that space to the studio all
Wow.
the way from the ground up.
Man, you know how legendary that is,
That's
dog.
legendary. It was
Yeah.
quite its own thing at the time.
Man,
Right.
this is a
Nobody
studio.
was doing that.
Nobody.
Really, this
built
is a
the
studio where the Lunatics was broke.
Right.
J.E. got his chops there,
Yeah.
man. Big Al, who's a legendary U City
Yeah.
producer.
Right.
It's like just had his hands all over anything classic coming out the city, man. It's
Yeah.
big.
And
man.
that, what part
You
of St.
helped
Louis
build
was that
that.
in again?
It was
That-
Olivet, wasn't it?
Olivet. Yeah.
Olivet.
Right.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
right.
that.
Yeah.
Saints, baby.
Yeah.
Saints.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So yeah,
It's big.
we built that studio,
Mm-hmm.
and for them, Big Al came up with an idea
Right.
to revenue that money back.
Right.
That get all these rappers who want to rap.
We gang them then.
Yeah,
It was
whoever want to
a lot of
rap,
people wanted to rap then.
bring the tape in
Mm-hmm.
of the beat.
Right.
Of the beat,
Uh-huh.
you want to freestyle over, and you get 5 minutes.
Right.
5 minutes, that's it.
Yeah.
No do-overs, no reverb, no nothing. No
Wow.
ad-libs,
It was raw and cut.
raw uncut.
Yeah, yeah.
So for $5, we had a line stretched around the building.
I can believe
Man,
that.
man, them was the days, man.
Yeah.
You just made
People
me smile to
actually-
think about that.
Waiting on the skating rink
Yeah,
to rap.
yeah.
Like-
they thought they was coming out of rollerblade. No, they ain't into that.
No, they
They
ain't
coming to get it
skating.
in.
They $5 ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
That was quite a time. That was quite
So
a time.
man, back from them days, from Runga to Cetrus to Seatras to C3OG, what's the significance of this name today that you got? What's
Okay.
the real?
I mean, like I said, yeah, I said in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I passed away.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
okay. My grandfather passed away.
Mm.
My dad passed away.
Rest in peace.
I passed away.
Wow.
My son passed away.
Rest in
Ooh.
peace.
So he died of asthma at the age of 10.
Oh,
So I
Rest in
raised
soul.
him my life. I feel like my name's secret,
Mhm.
and by naming him Jay, right? Well, his mom. And I'm the last OG.
Yeah.
And I'm the third host. So
Makes
I
perfect
can
sense.
name myself
I get it.
Right.
No.
OG.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I'm the last of my male.
Yeah.
I got a daughter,
Yeah. Big shout out. Rita.
my baby Rita.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
love her.
That's right.
But-
She the angel.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
But I have no male. And don't plan on making any more children.
Gotcha.
Baby
gotcha.
shower closed, see.
Yeah, baby child close.
It's close. Okay.
I got one daughter.
Oh,
Gotcha.
well, bless him. Bless
Bless
him.
it.
Yeah.
I know you got a chance to know Nelly. You got a chance to know Ali and Kyjuan from the Saint Lunatics. And tell us an interesting or funny story from those days that you kind of can reminisce
Ooh.
on.
It's so many, man.
Right.
Woo! Man, that's so many.
6 million ways to laugh. Choose one.
I remember skating with Nelly
Mm-hmm.
one day, and it was somebody wasted water on the floor or something, and me and him slipped and fell, and caused it moved fast, so
Yeah.
caused everybody
Oh,
behind
that's
us
whack.
head collision.
Oh.
It was like we was the fools.
Big shout out to
Got
Nelly. there.
arms together,
Right, right.
skating and
Looking
Yeah.
real fly at first.
fly.
Big shout out to Nelly, man.
Had
Shout out to
Yeah,
the special skates on,
yeah,
you know.
man. That's some close stuff, man.
It's
But
so many.
but
stories.
you so connected to St. Louis and cats that come from here. What's your connection with Chingy? You know what I'm saying? The little homie Chingy.
I met him actually too, yeah.
Okay.
I know him from my town, but I know him through his dad, his sister,
Mhm.
and then he stayed on Beacon,
Right,
and I stayed on First
right.
at the time.
Just Walnut Park for those that don't
Yeah,
know. Big
everybody
shout out.
don't know.
Shout out to Willie.
Murderville.
Yeah, it's a street over. Only thing disconnecting us
Yeah.
was liquor store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that liquor, I don't know the name of it. But I'm on First, he on Beacon.
Right.
And we used to cross each other, going to the,
You ain't talking about McNeil's, is you?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
you talking about McNeil's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Lily.
yeah,
Mhm.
as young kids,
Yeah.
we used to cross each other and all that.
Man, it's all one family
Yeah,
circle.
yeah.
Pretty
It
much,
really
you know
is.
what I'm saying? You
So
know, that's for
when
those that
he-
don't know that's watching us though. They
Yeah.
want to know if you connected
when he
to it.
came up, it's just like this. Anybody don't know, phone on. Anybody who don't know, when you in the studio
Mhm.
with someone and you tell somebody, say it like this or say it like that, that's actually you reserve points or something from that album,
That's right.
and you know.
Yeah.
Right.
If you tell anybody to do anything, yeah, you reserve something off that album.
That's
Right.
creative intellectual property.
Yeah.
Right.
Once,
Exactly.
once you say anything. So
Yeah,
those that
So-
don't know, you know, the big name producers, they might throw a hi-hat in your joint or mix it or master it. And they didn't have something to do with the
Yeah.
finished product
They
of the
get money off
audio.
that.
That's how it works.
They get
That's
some of
how it
that.
works.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I try to keep people out the studio.
That's right, man.
When I record.
Too many cooks in the kitchen,
Yeah,
man.
too
Never
many
works.
cook,
Yeah,
don't
never works.
tell me nothing.
That's
Right.
right. I can't tell you
Well,
that.
Can you tell us about your work with Jibbs and Soulja Boy?
Uh,
Tell us a story about that.
Actually,
I know Jibbs.
okay, I met his
Shout out.
daddy
Mhm.
first, like going around just, doing stuff. Actually,
Mhm.
his daughter
Right.
had a party at Saint.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, it was Palace.
Okay.
Palace.
Palace.
The-
The Palace.
Palace.
The secondary saints.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
secondary.
It's another
So,
skate, really.
uh, I met him that day, and from there on, we were, Chingy was already out.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, Jibbs was already out.
Yeah.
So, I knew he was coming, and I thought Jibbs was going to be there, but he wasn't. He didn't show up because I guess he had a show at town or whatever.
Mhm.
So, me and his daddy got close, and his mother. So, I was talking to him, and I was actually, that day, Drexel, my uncle, didn't show up for some reason.
Right.
So I had to run the whole party.
Right.
So me and his mother and dad were talking back and forth. This that, and I want this and I want that. So
Report operations, basically.
yeah, basic operations. But we exchanged numbers because I told him I make music and beats and I rap with.
So you always was on that though.
Yeah, I was
applaud
always
that acumen about you.
myself to music. So,
Absolutely, man.
they called me. He called me one day and asked me to go to Picture.
The slip.
Yeah. So,
Brooklyn, Illinois, what
he
up?
wanted to make it look like he was the Jizz dad and he had a crew behind
Clout,
him.
baby.
Right.
So,
Clout.
I was like, yeah. So from that point on, I was riding with Jizz. Like,
So what do you remember about the first time you heard the song Crank That? Soulja Boy.
Okay, now at the time, Jibbs blew up before
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, right? So Soulja Boy was getting some beats from Beatster, so
And that's
stayed
who I
at
know.
Jibbs' house for like just a month, and I came down there. I was over there about every day for a week, and Jibbs was living in their outhouse. I mean, Soulja Boy was living in their outhouse, and he actually made wrote Crank That, the lyrics for it in St. Louis, like the coming up of the song, like the building of the song in St.
Man, you
Louis.
can tell, G, because he had that young energy, that young St. Louis energy at the time, man.
He was riding
was
off
next.
of what the Beasters, I guess, was putting out.
Yeah, 'cause
and
they
what
were great
Jibbs
It was
producers.
hot, yeah, it was hot.
Shouts out to
Shouts
Beasters,
out.
I know them
Yeah,
personally.
Jibbs was riding up around the city. So we got that in St. Louis when you got like big cars and all that.
Image, baby.
They were stunning.
That
at the
image,
time.
baby.
So,
Right.
Soulja Boy was getting that feel for St. Louis and all that and how we were. So that dance and everything, I think, came off of our energy.
I bet it
And
did.
we brought it back down to.
You right, because it's kind of hard to get
Yeah.
St. Louis to do some stuff unless we already own it.
Right.
And
So
think about
I
that.
definitely can see
I
how
can see how
that
that
happened.
Yeah.
That dancing, we are dancing city.
Yeah,
People
it's clear. It's
dance.
clear. Yeah.
Right.
We got Chuck Berry to Red Fox
Oh, yeah.
to
Right.
all the
All of them.
funny
Even
people.
from as early as Josephine Baker, man.
Right.
Whoever we got moving
And that.
and grooving and nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
All of them.
Like we are dancing city.
Just
So
right.
I think about it. All his other songs is not really like Crank That.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not that vibe.
It's not at all.
So he got that vibe from us.
Mythbuster out
I
there.
think
Man, you
That
got
Midwest energy.
so much experience
Man.
though, bro. Cause I really have always respected you in your walk, bro. You a St. Louis ambassador. Cause as you alluded earlier, you always find a segue to give your elevator pitch.
Right.
And I think that's key for young artists coming up. Learn when an opportunity presents itself. It's not always going to present itself
no.
wrapped up in a bow with opportunity stamped on his forehead. You got to seize the moment.
Right.
But you've
You
also
gotta go
worked
out.
with people like Rho. Big shout out to Rho of Black Pearl. Because I know you used to have some
It's
things
that.
with Young Rho and Mookie and
It's
Buddha.
that.
What was that relationship like, man?
Okay.
You know?
I met his daddy, their daddy, doing my trials and running around. So basically, I was always the person to meet the rappers' parents or
I know, man. It's
the
interesting.
overseers
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Like, not them,
Right.
like as a person.
Right.
Like I never met, like I knew Kyjuan, but I
Right.
never knew like Nelly like that. Or I hustled with CD Spud and
Right.
stuff like that. But I never knew them. But I knew the people that ran them.
Right. That was
Like
overseeing.
my uncles and
Right.
Jibbs
Willie
daddy.
Right.
And, like how your people, how they ran things.
D.O. them and Mookie, you know?
D.O.
Yeah.
They ran Chingy.
Big shout.
Always knew the people older than them.
Okay.
So that's my relationship.
The shot callers pretty well,
Yeah,
you know.
the shot caller.
That's OG. But this brings us to my next question. It's the speed round. Remember we told you about this earlier. We was gonna hit you with some questions. So you got to give us the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Right.
River, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
All right.
Get 'em.
So you have to sing karaoke. What song do you pick?
I say Nipsey Hussle reference.
All right.
Okay.
What's your favorite sandwich and why?
It'll be a tuna sandwich because I love it.
Okay.
My
What's the
favorite
best
dish.
piece of advice you've ever been given?
Piece of advice will be keep on living, keep on moving.
All right.
Love it.
And last question, what would the title of your autobiography be?
It's big.
That is
Been through it all.
Ooh,
Seen it all, been through it all.
okay.
That's so awesome. So awesome.
You're so awesome. So tell us how your voice in The Miracle Child brought you back. Tell us a little bit about what.
Who is the miracle child?
Yeah, who's the Miracle
Actually,
Child? What's
it's my daughter Rita.
okay?
And when I passed away, actually it was on December 25th, 2018. And that Christmas night, I passed away. And I stopped breathing for 7 minutes. And then my heart stopped beating for 10 minutes.
Oh wow!
And they shocked me twice, brought me back, but I was brain dead. I didn't really have brain activity.
Right.
So they had on them things on my head. And
EKG stuff.
yeah, so they basically was telling my mom and dad I was gonna be a vegetable. Those ain't this body, all this stuff.
No, that's real spit, man.
Yeah, she didn't believe in me. So now I was in a deuce coma. That's when they put you on. So it's not a coma that I was in. They put me under by medication. So I'll be in and out like when the medicine slows down, I see stuff like out of body experience. Like I see y'all, but I couldn't say nothing or move because the doctors would come in and slap me on the feet or teeth or do stuff too.
Bro,
Yeah,
just to cut into that, bro. Me and No came to see you
right.
during that time, and you reacted to us.
React to stuff.
And man, God is so real, man, because I witnessed that,
understand.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know you ain't
And
just
I'll
telling
be
us.
shaking like,
Man, he was reacting as soon as we touch him and say his name. Me and No would be rapping in the room with you, dog. And your sister, man, Red, big shout out to Red. She was always sure that you was all right. She kept on. We kept in touch because she like, all right, y'all need to go down and check out bro. See what's up with bro. We checked on you, man, and you came too, man. So I'm just glad you here, bro.
So
Straight up.
my daughter came in one day because they wouldn't let me see her. I had a hole in my neck,
Yes.
crank in my
Yes,
neck,
yes.
had a feeding tube in,
Mm.
colostomy bag, and everything. They knew I was gonna like pull the plug and he gone. But one day they brought my daughter in, and they was like, let them go take his goodbye to her. Now this the goodbye day.
Yeah.
Like in the next week we finna unplug it.
Oh my
Like a
goodness.
basic. Like they were talking to my mom and dad about what I want to do with it, like whatever. And she came in basically, make a whole story short. And she was like, Dad, I love you. Can't wait till you wake up. And we gonna go have some fun at the park or whatever she said. And those computers lit up, like brain activity, like starting the park.
Oh my goodness.
It took her, my daughter, to wake me up. And actually in my vision, because I woke up and my son was like, go back and take care of my sister.
Oh wow.
Let me go. Let me go. He was like, let me go. And go back and take care of my sister.
Purposeful dude, bro. I'm
Right, purpose driven is what
so
it is.
glad you
that was awakening. So
man,
I know what to do now.
Man, you got purpose, bro. I just want you to know that, man. And for those watching, man, for those that got adversity, here's an example of somebody that's been there. If you feel like you alone, you ain't alone. There's always somebody suffering, man. So, you know,
man.
Prayers out for your family and everything they probably endured going through that.
Right,
man.
Inside got asthma, cancer,
it's real.
Whatever you.
It's virus, corona.
Right.
Man. But in addition, man, on the bright side, man, let's talk about the music, man.
Yeah.
Pick it up. We know that you also is a fashionista because just flat out word is born. I've always seen you be fly, man. You've always had these unique tennis shoes. I mean, you must have 100 pair of Jordans at your career. Between you and Jay on those words. But tell me what inspired that fifth scale fashion brand that you have? What kind of style?
Okay, actually, okay. You remember the guy in our neighborhood called Cripple Tony.
Cripple Tony, yes I do.
Cripple Tony.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, yeah. So, okay, I was into shoes and stuff and all that. But one day, he had a cousin who owned the store. So, this is the first time in history that a person did this in St. Louis. So, a store of his cousin ended up burning down. So he ended up giving me 400 pairs of Jordans.
What?
That's crazy.
Yes, 400 pairs that didn't burn up. They were in the back. So at this time, this one, my whole fashion kicked off. So I'm in high school at the time. So he ended up giving me these shoes. So he wanted half the price to sell. But guess what happened? He ended up getting killed. Weeks later, trying to kill. So now I got all these shoes in my mama's basement. She like, man, y'all get these out of here. So I'm got 400 pairs of Jordans that
you was popping in the hood and that.
Boy,
everybody was trying to come at you, right?
Jordan right here.
I was the Jordan man.
Yeah, he was.
That's why my collection. I had 1 through 20, I think 20 at the time. I had every part, like OG version too, like the black and red. I kept all the black and red, and I had them on the wall and stuff like that.
Wow.
And every day school, I would wear it different. So then me and my little brother,
Got to trick him out. Right.
yeah, he started designing shirts for the Jordan.
Okay.
Like we would design our own shirt and make a statement for it. Like not a Nike, nothing. We would make our own shirt, and that's how we started out. We was doing ripped jeans and all that bleaching and dyeing
Boy, it
before
was a
people were
Style.
and then into it. We were bummed out with Jordans on. That's how we made
You ain't
it.
lying, man. That's
Wow.
right. The drip before the drip, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
That
about?
made me mad.
Yeah.
Now everybody's doing it.
Man.
Right. Well, I know you got some music coming up, and
Yeah.
you and KP are up to something
right.
so
Yeah,
called
sure,
World War
for
III.
sure.
Talk about that.
Okay. I've been doing the war album forever, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I got like
Saga, too.
300 songs made for this album. And I put out like 2 maybe on YouTube. Don't go find them because they ain't complete. But yeah, I'm going kind of a rock rap style, like Run DMC back in the day, but hardcore,
Big.
baseline.
Okay.
DLC, beautiful but deadly
Yeah,
big.
I'm talking about. These are the best songs. Like I'm gonna put like 14, maybe 13 or 14 songs on this album. But out of 300, it's the best album you finna heard.
All right.
That's far.
All right.
And like I said, it
That's
started
right.
from the war, but since Ukraine and we've been talking about this for a long time, like the war stuff that's going on between the streets and politics and all kinds of stuff.
All wars.
Yeah, all wars. Women fighting for women's rights.
Right.
To, you know,
Everybody got
everything.
struck.
I even got a song on there for that. Women rights. Now, I made this before my incident.
Oh,
So
right.
this is all caught
It's
up
put together,
to
bro.
World War III. Like, I'm going to really put my 3 out. That's my number.
right.
So,
Got you.
C3OG,
Man.
World War III.
And I'm so glad to be a part of it, honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, he is on it.
You know,
So,
love the way you have rebranded, retooled yourself and showed that, you know, resilience is the key no matter what you're going through. And the homage to the hustle, ethics of fish scale, more power and success to you, my brother.
Yes,
but my last
sir.
question, man, it's got to be, what do you want C3OG's legacy to be?
First off, foremost, I'm really getting into life insurance.
It's real
Like,
message.
because I almost passed away and didn't leave my daughter anything but what we had in the bank. Like, that was nothing. So, my whole life is dedicated right now to working on music, producing, writing for other artists. I probably drop 1 album this World War III and bow down and get back to producing and writing. And I'm gonna really work on getting life insurance to everybody I can, like Young Brothers in the Hood. And,
Namely.
yeah, mainly them. People in jail, because they coming home to nothing.
Right. I know about that.
They don't know that they can build something from it and come home with money, like borrow from it and actually leave something in there and keep going. With
Term policies, man. Get all that.
Term policies and all.
That's real, man.
And they dirt cheap. Like, so, because a lot of mothers are paying for a lot of funerals
Man.
and
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
These dudes run around and their music and all that, bring guns and bring money, but you ain't got no license.
Right.
Done.
And yeah, then you end up getting killed. I can name 3 artists that were on their way up and got killed. I'm talking about Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke,
Kyjuan.
and Kyjuan. Yeah, they were on their way up, like there.
Yeah.
But and they didn't make it. But how many young artists we got in St. Louis that's trying that same thing?
Right.
But they ain't got life insurance like Nipsey, Kyjuan, and
Right.
now you not gonna have a funeral and a wake like that.
No,
They not
somebody gonna be on
never-
Natural Bridge, the King's
Yeah,
Highway, or Natural Bridge, the Goodfellow with that
So,
bucket talking about go
right.
fund me and
They
raise some money.
funding or putting out plates
Yeah,
or hot plates.
fish fry.
Fish fries,
Get your
cakes.
yeah, to get your funeral paid. Say, and you got payments as low as $25 a month.
Yeah,
Can you get to 25,000 by the age of 30, 40?
Right.
They spend that at the liquor
I was gonna
store.
say
Right.
they can spend that at for food,
At the
fast
Scratch
food.
offs.
Buying shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to go back to every rapper I produce for, write for, get to, put my hands on. I'm gonna straight up be like, hey, you got life insurance?
Yeah.
You out here rapping like this?
You rapping deaf, you might as well get something for your life.
Get
Right.
something for
Idiot.
your life.
Right, right. That's
Yeah.
real, man.
Well, man,
Man,
I'm
this
gonna
is too
echo
real.
KP. It's been such a pleasure
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have you on the show, to have you
Thank
tell
you,
your
brother.
story. It's very empowering. And I just want to thank you for coming, C3OG,
Yes,
for
yes,
joining us
yes.
today. So also, I want to speak to my people out here.
It's checking us out.
Please
right
check
now.
us out on our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Did We Make Ourselves Clear. Also, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on those notifications, as well as watch us on our Facebook.
And also check us out on our social media handles, wherever we may be at, and wait for our announcement of our next guest airing sometime next week. And as I always say, I know the Lord ain't brought us this far just to drop us off here. Did we make ourselves clear?